So I just got done streaming and I'm like, I'm gonna make a drunk video. Like, I'm drunk. Like, why not? Let's do this. Let's do it right now. Okay, so I'm gonna explain to you Attack on Titan. I'm gonna try and explain to you what it is, like, while I'm drunk. So beware, there's spoilers. Okay, so I'll just kind of explain it to you the best I can. Alright, so you start off in the first episode, you start off with, there's some guys and they're like running around the forest and they're like swinging around in trees, and so then one sec. Okay, so they're swinging around in trees and you're like, what the heck's going on? Oh, what is all this? And then it wakes up and there's just like this kid who is clearly the main character. Clearly the main character. And he's like walking around this town and they're like talking about this wall. Like they're inside of this wall. And he's all pissed because they're like caged animals because they're inside of this wall. And he gets pissed at the guards because he's like, why are you drinking on the job? Like, why are you doing that? Like, what if something happens? He's like, nothing's happened for 100 years, like, whatever. And you're like, okay, something's gonna happen. Anyway, so he goes back to this house and his mom gets all mad because he wants to be part of the scouts who go out beyond the wall, which is really what happened in the beginning. They're all fucking like, oh, my arm's missing, this fucking guy died, and it was just not a good thing. And yeah. And then his dad's like, I'll show you what's in the cellar later, or something like that. Anyway, so they go out and they talk to their friend who's getting bullied. Like, this guy's a pussy. He's like getting his ass kicked by some bullies. But they save him, so it's cool. And then, okay, so this is all the first episode. This is what I'm recalling. And then all of a sudden, they're like out there and like some shit happens. Like all of a sudden there's like these eyes that come over this wall and they're like covered in muscle, and he like kicks the wall. He like kicks this wall that's like around this big town, and all of a sudden like shit starts happening, like fucking everyone's freaking out, and there's like these big things that come in, they're like zombies, and they like come in. But they're like giant ass zombies. They're like zombies and they have like big ass teeth and they're like, ah, and you're like, oh fuck, what's happening? Basically, these big giant ass humanoid things that eat people, they're eating people and shit and stuff. And all of a sudden, the main character, whose name is Aaron, he's like, Mom! And he goes back and his mom's like fucking crushed under this building, and you're like, oh fuck, she is gone. But he's like trying to save her, and this fucking like creepy ass Titan's like coming like, these giant ass teeth. And then this guy comes in and he's like, I'm gonna save you. And you're like, yes, do it, dude, from the scouts. And then he's like, oh fuck, I can't do it. I gotta run away. Let me just save you quick, but not your mom. And then you see his mom get eaten, and she's like eaten, like so bloody, like the goriest blood you'll ever see, and you're like, oh my fucking god. And then, fuck, like all these Titans got in. We gotta run behind this wall. And shit, like, this is bad, like people are dying and shit. And then so they go behind this wall, and then Aaron's like all pissed, and then like his dad like kind of like disappears in the background, like he has this flashback of his dad like, hold this key thing, like this key, and I don't know, he doesn't really remember. And then, so, like, all this stuff happens, and people are like, I can't, like, we can't sustain all this food for these people. So they, like, put all these people out, and they're, like, try to, like, fight, like, try to salvage this land and survive with the Titans, but they fucking get eaten by the Titans. So there's, like, these, like, 20% of their population dies or something like that. And so then Aaron's all pissed. He's like, I'm gonna kill all these Titans. They kill my mom. I'm pissed. I'm joining the Scouts. So, like, only join the Scouts, and he has, like, some struggles, because he has, like, some broken gear or some shit. And, but, anyways, so, like, blah, 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 blah. They meet all these friends, blah, blah, blah. There's a girl with potatoes. She likes potatoes, and she, like, eats in front of the general, and she gets her ass kicked, and she has to run, like, till the sun sets. They get through their training. It's been, like, 5 years. And then the Titan with the muscle that, like, broke the wall the first time is, like, at the second layer of wall, and, like, comes and does the same thing. So this time that they have a better chance to stop him. So they like fucking finish their training, and they gotta fucking deal with this already, and they're like freaking out, like people are like puking, they're so scared, and you're like, what the fuck, can't these people get a break? And so yeah, that happens. And then okay, so they're like fighting against the Titans. Like they take like this squad, and then there's like Mikasa. Mikasa is Aaron's friend. Aaron is the main character. Aaron's friend, who is like a badass chick, and she kicks some ass. Like, you don't want to mess with Mikasa because she'll fucking kill you and look beautiful while she does it. Be my waifu, Mikasa. Like Armin, who is our pussy ass friend, like goes off. Him and Aaron go off with their like squad, who are like brand new, and they fucking get their ass wrecked. Like, everyone fucking dies, and you're like, I can't watch the show anymore. Like, what is happening? Like, Aaron gets fucking eaten by this Titan, and you're like, why the fuck am I watching this? The main character just fucking died. Are you fucking kidding me? Why are you doing this? And then Armin's sitting there like a little bitch, like he's crying, and you're like, get up and fucking move or do some shit, like save him. And he doesn't. And then he fucking cries afterwards. He's like, why couldn't I fucking do anything? I'm like, because you didn't. You sat there and you fucking cried. Anyway, I sound like Jenna Marbles right now. She'd be proud. And I watched the end of that episode, and I'm like, I'm done. Like, I'm done with this show. But I watched it anyway. So anyways, Mikasa like kicks some ass and like saves some people. And then she like comes in and tries to find Aaron's squad, and then she's like, where's Aaron? And then everyone's like, he's dead, but she's just kind of like ignoring it. And then she asks Armin. Armin's like crying and whatever, and fucking being a little pussy, but he's kind of smart, so it's like okay. Anyway, so they find out like the survivors, like everyone in this town is fucking dead, like everyone except for like this little group. And the fucking like tower place where all the supplies are, like the people that were there, they were like, like there's Titans attacking us, like we fucking give up, we're gonna hide in this library. And so Mikasa's like, I'm gonna lead the way, I'm gonna fucking use up all my gas. And then there's like these two Titans fighting each other in front of her, and she's like, the heck's happening? I'm pissed because Aaron died, but I'm gonna keep going or whatever. Like, my life is like, it's survival of the fittest or something like that. And so they finally get to this building so they can get their supplies, so they can get enough gas on their like Spider-Man gear to get back to the place, to the other place, to regroup. And so they get there like by the bottom, like by the very end. Like, they're like no shit left in their gear. So they get there and they like find the supply room, and they kill the Titans in the supply room, like barely, but they get their supplies, and they're like, okay, there's kind of some hope here that we might get back. And then there's this fucking other Titan, and it's like punching people and like helping them, and they're like, it's like punching Titans, and then the other Titans are like eating this other Titan, and you're like, what is this Titan doing? Like, is it good or is it bad, or like, what is it doing? And so they watch it for a minute, like before they try to escape, and all of a sudden, like, it's fucking Aaron. He's fucking like in the neck of this Titan, and he like falls over, and they're like, oh my god, he's alive, and you're like, what is happening? And then they all think that he's evil because he was a Titan. You know, Titans are evil because they eat people, and you're like, shit, the Titans are eating everyone, but this guy was a good Titan, but he's a human now, and so everyone's like freaking out. So there's this little debate about like if he's good or bad. Finally, they decide that, like, okay, maybe he could help us and he's good, even though we don't know anything about him. What the fuck? Let's just try this shit. Like, we haven't won anything before. Let's do it. Like, what the? Who cares? So, they're like, yeah, let's fight against this, and let's use Aaron's Titan powers to move this giant fucking boulder, like, over to this, where the big ass Titan with all the muscles, like, he's just muscles, like, they're fucking like 50 feet tall. Anyway, let's use Aaron's powers to move this fucking boulder back in front of this, like, the place that he broke in the wall so the Titans could get in. So they're like, okay. So they try to do this, and then it's like not working at first, and like Aaron's like, he turns into a Titan, then he like freaks out and doesn't know what he's doing. And he kind of seems like he's evil, and he like scratches Mikas's cheek. And everyone's making this giant rally, and there's like people fucking dying for this, and like they're just trying to get like people are getting eaten, like heads getting eaten off, and they're like falling to the ground, and like there's blood fucking everywhere, and you're like, shit, son, like what is happening? Anyway. So they finally, like, Aaron, like, finally gets to the wall, like, he's, like, carrying the boulder on his back, and he finally gets there, like, there's fucking so many people dead, but he gets it, and he does it, and then you're like, yes, finally, like, we're doing something, and then there's, like, fucking Titans coming at him, like, even though he turned back into a human, there's like Titans coming at him, and so they're like, fuck, and all of a sudden this like sexy ass guy comes in, and he's like, he looks like a helicopter blade guy, cutting the back of the napes of the necks, because if you cut the nape of the neck of a Titan, they die, but if you don't, they regenerate and they live longer. But he comes in, he like saves the day, and you're like, dude, this fucking Levi guy, he can take me and do whatever he wants with me because he's so sexy with his blades. Anyway, so he saves them, and then they get back, and that's the end of the first season. They're like, we finally fucking won something. Yeah, first season, done. Fucking can't stop watching. It's so good. And there's like things that are happening, but it's like there's so many bad things happening, but then one good thing happens, and you're like, yes. And that's about all I have for you. I hope you enjoyed this great video. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. And, you know, I stream on Twitch, too. I play some video games on Twitch, you know. See, I like Legend of Zelda. Hannahbart on Twitch. Check me out. I drink and stuff. And you can ask me questions while I'm drunk. Because who doesn't want to hear me talk when I'm drunk, you know? But I'll see y'all next time. I hope you enjoyed this.